God is working in this country, y'all. Roe versus Wade was overruled, and it should have been overruled a long time ago. I definitely got to talk and add to the noise. I'm sure we've seen probably 10 different takes on this, but your boy Craig Long 45 is going to give you his truth. They should have overturned this a long time ago, and the left has lost their marbles. They are going to literally create ulcers in their head. Literally, they have gone batshit crazy behind this overrule. The Antifa, Black Lives Matter somehow is racist, and they're out there committing democratic insurrection, riot, attacks on our country. I think I seen that they were trying to do an insurrection out in Arizona at the Capitol. I wonder if the Department of Justice is going to do anything about that. I'll digress. I bet you they don't. But nah, man, big, huge victory in this country. The Supreme Court justices have made several major decisions. The Roe versus Wade is one of them. The other one was the Second Amendment right, which I'm going to make another take on that one. But what's interesting on the Second Amendment right take ruling and this Roe versus Wade ruling is it was a 6-3 ruling, and it should have been 9-0, especially with the Second Amendment rights 9-0. That was a no-brainer. That was an easy one. It clearly was unconstitutional the way that some of these liberal shithole cities were treating people when they were trying to get into concealed carry. You literally had a government official subjectively making the decision, and if you your request wrote and said, well, I want to protect myself in my home, that wasn't adequate enough. It was so unconstitutional. Somehow it was 6-3. It should have been 9-0. But here we are now with Roe versus Wade, 6-3 decision again. And it's clearly just like the leaked document, which I hope they get to the bottom of it, because whoever did it knew exactly what they were doing. But it ain't changed nothing. All that breaking the law, marching with picket sticks and fire, and trying to assassinate Supreme Court justices outside their home did not influence or change anything of the outcome of they making the decision, the right decision, in which they did. Just like they said in the draft, where is this? It is not a constitutional right. It's nowhere in the Constitution. The original framework makers didn't. It's not a constitutional right for you to be able to, on demand, lynch a life in the womb. So they did the right thing. They took it out of the federal level. Yeah, that's all they did. Don't let the left tell you that, they're trying to ban abortions. This is infringing on women's rights. No, it's not. Now, I'm sure there's going to be some states that are going to ban it. But just like what they did, took it from the federal level, because the court shouldn't be trying to it shouldn't be at the federal court. It should be like the 10th Amendment says, it should be at the state level, so that the people can vote politicians to represent their constituents, to pass in laws that represent them and their lifestyles, their values and their lifestyle. So if you're in a state to where you can't practice that lifestyle of killing on demand, there's going to be plenty liberal shithole cities and states, not just cities, but plenty liberal shithole states like California, Illinois, and New York that will allow you to live out your blue voter dreams. So you can, like Fred Flintstone, yabba dabba dabba doo, and flap them feet. Use your feet and move. Move to the state that represents your damn lifestyle. So this whole thing, it should have been overturned a long time. It was an evil thing. It was done by leftist lawyers and leftist judges to push this agenda, to make it a right for people to kill women, to kill life in the womb. And I don't want to hear these arguments that, it's not a life, it's a clump of cells. When if they find a cell in Mars, it's considered life on Mars. You want to kill a special genetic code by God in the two halves, a union between you and a man and a woman, because it can't be done by nobody else. I don't care what the left will tell you. A genetic code specifically made for that life that tells the color of their hair, their eyes, how tall they'll be. So it's over. And it's going to be very interesting going forward. But Roe versus, I forgot the lady's name. What everybody knows about Roe. She didn't even get an abortion. It was a big lie. She didn't even get an abortion. Make that make sense. She actually gave birth and gave the child up for adoption. And in her last days, she dedicated her last days apologizing and trying to right her wrong. She has plenty of books out there talking about it. Fact check me on that. Make that make sense. So it should have been overruled and overturned a long time ago. And for the women, there's so many contraceptives. There's so many options for you to keep you from conceiving. You know, and I'm not going to leave it all just on the woman to be irresponsible. It's us guys too. You know, I was a young man at one time. I was a little dirt dick Willie. Yeah, we'll tell you all kinds of stuff. Sweet nothings. Manipulate you. Oh, man. Let me take this dumbass, big, stupid, dumbass rubber stick. I can't feel nothing. I'll make sure I use the old school method, and I'm going to pull out. We know that don't work. So us men and young boys, teenagers, those that partake in that sin when we should be waiting until we're married, right? I know not everybody has Christian values or traditional values. I understand. Even Christians and people with those values make the same mistake. Things happen. But there's too many things that you can do. One, not just don't have sex, but I know that's unrealistic. Use condoms. You have IUDs. You got after the Plan B pill. I mean, there's so many different things out there. So, you know, I don't want to hear it. Lynching and killing a life in the womb is just wrong. It's wrong. It is. It's wrong. So, you know, if anything, they need to make a constitutional right to protect the life in the womb. But yet we got people that advocate to lynch it, to kill it. Everything about Planned Parenthood, everything about it is just wrong. Margaret Sanger was literally directly connected to racism. The social justice warriors of this world, they always running around here talking about systemic racism. But when you bring up the real systemic racism of lynching life in the womb, Margaret Sanger, they already denounced her. But do you know how many other people denounce racism in this country? Trump denounced racism so many times, but y'all still run around here calling the man racist, and he ain't even racist. But you are still steadily support Planned Parenthood. That's literally linked and connected to eugenics and systemic racism. So you fake ass social justice warriors that piss me off and why I have such a deep disdain for you, you are the problem. What's funny is the original real social justice warriors, the Black Panther, Black Unity groups, and other groups like them that were all about minorities, black folks, they were pro-gun. They understood the right to bear arms. And they were pro-life. I don't know where you guys got y'all screws mixed. You ain't no the real social justice warriors, the ones that paved the way for you fake ones, they were pro-gun and pro-life for black folks. They knew that it was systemic racism and it was connected to eugenics. But y'all pushed the machine, the white liberal ideology, the real racists, and those black KKK collective groupthink talking heads are racist. They don't care nothing about you. How did they indoctrinate and brainwash you and get you to mess up your screws in your head of thinking that pro-life is racist? That they should be able to kill the baby in the womb. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. After 400-something years of chattel slavery, of so many people being killed brutally through slavery, you would think that they would want to, advocate for people to have babies. But they're like, no, that's racist. They should be killing them at the baby. It actually helps the black community to kill the babies. I will never understand. It was evil. I'm so happy, thank God, that they overturned it. But you want to know something? A lot of these people on the left, they claim that they support women. You don't support women. I think I heard Charlie Kirk say that there was over 40-something odd attacks in this country, what would be classified as a domestic terrorist attack on pro-life organizations. We're talking about trying to burn them down, Molotov cocktails, attacking people that are a part of pro-life organizations that actually help women. So you guys claim on the left that you support women, but it seems that you only support women to kill babies in the womb, but you don't support women that are supporting women through pro-life. So I hope that you racist asses and a lot of the people that support Planned Parenthood, which was directly connected to eugenics, the people that used to call in and specifically make specific special donations for certain people of certain shades of color to abort their baby, they want to make sure that money goes to help them abort a baby. I wonder if you're going to help now that this has been overruled and some of these states will ban abortions or put a cap on when you can do it. I hope that you can donate to these pro-life organizations and actually bring some options and solutions more for women to not have to make that decision. That wonderful special evolution of procreating life that God was made possible between a man and a woman, nothing else. To see that baby just grow up and be pushed out of a woman, the woman with her unique body, to be able to go through that travailing experience, that painful process to give life, because can't nobody else do it. Can't no man do it. I don't care how much hormones you can take and think that you a man, you can't do what a real woman can do. It's disrespectful to a woman. This woman's body is unique. Her hips, they expand. They damn near fracture and expand so she can give birth. Her abdomen separates. A woman's body is one of the most unique organisms to give life. And only God created us to be able to do that between a union of a man and a woman. And you guys out here advocating to kill that specific genetic code to that person. When we have a genetic fingerprint that is an identity, like an ID to each of us. We have special DNA that is just for us. And it only God gave that opportunity to us. So you advocate to kill that special genetic code that gives someone a specific hair color, eyes, certain height, a certain build, ectomorph, mesomorph. You want to kill that. So, but I'm going to end it with this because Trump was right.
Honestly, the court overturned Roe v. Wade.
Well, if we put another 2 or perhaps 3 justices on, that's really what's going to be, will happen. And that'll happen automatically, in my opinion, because I am putting pro-life justices on the court. I will say this, it will go back to the states, and the states will then make a determination. What Hillary is saying, in the 9th month, you can take the baby and rip the baby out of the womb of the mother.
Which is demonic. That is demonic and just pure evil.
Just prior to the birth of the baby. Now, you can say that that's okay, and Hillary can say that that's okay, but it's not okay with me. Because based on what she's saying and based on where she's going and where she's been, you can take the baby and rip the baby out of the womb in the 9th month on the final day. And that's not acceptable.
And Trump, you're right. It is not acceptable. It is unacceptable. It is wrong. And, you know, I know we're talking about Roe versus Wade being overruled and how it's wrong for women to just be able to lynch babies on demand. And I'm not trying to make this all about Trump, but Trump has every right to make sure he professes it and make sure people understand that if it wasn't for him right there, that was during the debate, he was asked about Roe versus Wade. Promises made, promises kept. He did what he said he was going to do. He put those justices in there to have those values of pro-life. And now there's going to be so many more lives saved in the womb. And I also want to point out for you leftist Democrats, you hypocrites, your boy Joe Biden's like cooking a pancake. He's like cooking a damn pancake. He's a flip-flopping joker. This is a New York Times article. When Joe Biden voted to let states overturn Roe versus Wade, it says, it was a new era in Washington in 1981, and abortion rights activists were terrified. With an anti-abortion President Ronald Reagan in power and Republican controlling the Senate for the first time in decades, social conservatives pushed for a constitutional amendment to allow individual states to overturn Roe versus Wade, the Supreme Court ruling that had made abortions legal nationwide several years earlier. The amendment, which the National Abortion Right Action League called the most devastating attack yet on abortion rights. Cleared a key hurdle in the Senate Judiciary Committee in March of 1982. Here's what's important right here. What I want you to see. Support came not only from Republicans, but from a 39-year-old second-term Democrat, Joseph R. Biden Jr. Isn't that interesting? And he said, I'm probably a victim or a product, however you want to phrase it, of my background, Mr. Biden, a Roman Catholic said at the time. The decision, he said, was the single most difficult vote I've cast as the United States Senate. And this is the last one I want to make sure I point out as well. The bill never made it to the full Senate, and when it came back the following year, Biden actually did vote against it the next year. His back and forth over abortion would become a hallmark of his political career as Mr. Biden prepares for the possibility of a third presidency run. Women's rights leaders and activists in both parties are recalling the shifts on abortion, which are likely to draw fresh scrutiny in a Democratic primary race, yada, yada, yada. But here's where I really want to end it right here, just to show the hypocrisy of Biden. Here we go. Mr. Biden entered the Senate in 1973 as a 30-year-old practicing Catholic who soon concluded that the Supreme Court went too far. Let me say that again. He said that the Supreme Court went too far on abortion rights in the case Roe versus Wade, he told in an interview the following year that a woman shouldn't have the sole right to say what should happen to her body. By the time he left Vice President Manchin in the early 2017, he was 74 years old, who argued a far different view. What happened, Joe Biden? What happened to you sticking to your Roman Catholic values? But that's what you guys do. Kamala Harris did it. You did it. I don't put it past you guys. So I'm not going to make it long. I already went longer than I usually do. Guys, let me know what your thoughts are, how you feel about this. Roe versus Wade being overruled. I think it's an awesome thing. It puts the power back into the hands of the people. It puts it back at the state level, which is what is in the Constitution, the 10th Amendment. You can go look it up. Now it's up to us, the people, to vote in a politician to represent their constituents, to pass laws that represent us, our values, our principles, and our lifestyles, how we want to live, how we want our state to live, right? That's what we are, a union, the United States of America. It should not be a rule over all decision by the courts at the federal level, and the justices, may God bless their souls on making that rightful decision. This is a major, major win, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. If it's your first time, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. I do answer all my comments. I appreciate you guys. It's your boy, Craig Long 45. I am out. Peace.
Yeah, wait.